muscle is 73% water, fat is 12% water, and I got here 95% efficiency at fat loss. You might wonder, well, where did that come from? I'm taking a fairly optimistic view, and this is where the way you train becomes extremely important, and I can't overemphasize how important this is. Okay, one of the studies I found showed that people who diet alone have a 69% efficiency. 69% of the weight they lose is fat. Okay, and 31%, and I'm not sure exactly whether or not they were counting water, if they were just counting muscle. Maybe it was 31% is muscle and water, which is, more optimistic than if you're actually losing 31% muscle. But that's a variable, and that's a significant variable that I'm assuming it's muscle as opposed to muscle and water. So that's the assumption I'm working at when I say efficiency. Okay. But that just means that the efficiency numbers will be different than the study. The calculations won't be inaccurate. It's just they'll have different meaning for the word efficiency. But 69% of for those who just diet, no exercise, 69% is fat loss, 31% something else, muscle loss, basically. For those who diet and do cardio, so they diet and they go running, they diet and they get on a treadmill, or they diet and they get into some aerobics class, right? Okay, that number goes from 69% to 79%. So they're burning more fat, they're retaining more muscle, okay? Only losing 21% muscle. But here's the kicker. They took out of those same groups, and they had some people to do a portion of their workout as cardio, and the other portion as weightlifting or resistance training. So, they would go, instead of doing 30 minutes or whatever of cardio, they do 15 minutes of cardio and 15 minutes of weight training, okay? And they were able to retain their muscle at a much higher rate. As a matter of fact, in that study, it was 97% fat loss and only 3% muscle loss. So you might ask, why is this important? Okay, it's important because if you want to reach a certain weight, sure, you can do that, and you can lose a lot of muscle doing it if you're just doing dieting, or if you're just doing dieting with cardio, and you're going and you're running every day, but you're not doing any weight training. Okay, alright, so if I came in, like, let's say I want to be at 179 pounds, 9% body fat, and right now it's calculating me as 25.7% body fat at 221, right? 222 pounds. Okay, and it's saying that I need to lose 41 pounds of fat and put on 1 pound of muscle. Now let me explain a little bit about how this works. If you're going to lose 41 pounds of fat, you're going to lose some muscle while you do that. Okay, you're not just putting on a pound of muscle. You're putting on a pound of muscle plus all the muscle you lost when you were losing the 41 pounds of fat. Okay, so that's where this efficiency comes in becomes important. What my calculator here does is it takes you through a set of bulk and a set of cut cycles alternating. So it'll take you through a cut cycle first, where I would lose this 41 pounds of fat. And then it says, oh, you also lost 3 pounds of muscle while you were doing that. And so it says, instead of having to gain 1 pound of muscle, now you need to gain 4 pounds of muscle. So then it takes me through some bulk cycles until I gain a bulk cycle until I gain the 4 pounds of muscle. And then it says, okay, you've gained that 4 pounds of muscle you needed, but you also put on some fat now. And now you have to lose the fat you put on during this bulk cycle. Now, depending on your efficiency, at at losing fat and gaining muscle. The cycle doesn't just go on forever. I mean, it goes through a couple because you start whittling down and whittling down and whittling down. So the second time I go into the cut cycle, because I'm cutting the fat I gained during my bulk cycle, I don't have to cut 41 pounds anymore. It might just be 10 pounds or 5 pounds. So you see the concept. It whittles down to a small amount, and this calculator is set up to keep going through those bulk and cut cycles until it's within like 0.125 pounds of muscle and 0.25 pounds of fat. So basically till you reach your goal. Okay? And that's how it calculates how many weeks it's going to take. So it's telling me that it's going to take me 85 weeks to get down to 9% body fat at 179 pounds. Now, I could get to 179 pounds at a different body fat a lot faster, but I will have lost a lot of muscle. Okay? So, let's see. But see, if you lose too much muscle in your cut cycles, those numbers balloon significantly. So, like, let's say I'm only 79% efficient, because let's say I don't do any weight training. I don't do any resistance training. I just run. Okay? I run and diet. And so I get a 79% efficiency instead of a 95% efficiency. Let's see, instead of me finishing in, what is that, June of 2012, let's see when I'll finish at 79% efficiency. Wow. January of 2021. Okay? This is not a sci-fi movie we're talking about. You just added almost 450 weeks. Wow. That's like 8 or 9 years. So, this is why cardio alone is not an effective way to get in shape. You have to do some weight training if you don't want to lose your muscle. Now, if you want to be a smaller person who, yeah, maybe lost some fat, but is also looks, kind of anemic and weakly, then, okay, then just do cardio. You'll lose muscle, you'll lose fat. You'll lose more fat than muscle, but, you're going to look a little anemic probably, depending on how much how much fat you need to lose. So, resistance training, very important. But you know what? If you can get your efficiency, and this is the good thing about the spreadsheet. The spreadsheet, basically, for the most part, it just calculates the numbers. If you do cardio, and your numbers week in and week out, week after week, come up at 90, 95%, and you don't do any weight training, more power to you. I mean, if you can get your efficiency at 95% and you don't do any weight training, then hey, that's great. It works for you. And that's where this spreadsheet becomes extremely valuable, in that it's not just giving you theory about something. It's not just giving you a plan. This is measuring everything for you. So if I'm giving you a bad assumption for your body, and it doesn't work that way for you, or if someone else gives you a bad assumption, you can adjust. You'll learn so much about the way you eat and the way food affects your body just by thinking about, okay, from one day to the next, this is how my measurements changed. What did I eat? How did I eat different yesterday as compared to today? So